The future of Red Velvet. If you clicked on this video, odds are you know who Red Velvet is. If not, TLDR, they are a 5-member girl group from SM Entertainment. They are 1/3 of the 3rd gen holy trinity of female groups. They have a massive following, and they celebrated their 10th anniversary last August. Now that that's out of the way, you may have heard the news about Yeri and Wendy's decision to part ways with SM Entertainment, shocking absolutely no one. I was literally gagged on a treadmill when I found out about Wendy though. And if this is how you're finding out, I'm so sorry. But how did we get here? So first things first, what happened? On April 3rd, 2025, Yeri posted a heartfelt message on the platform Bubble stating that there would be some news regarding her company that would be released the next day, but she wanted fans to hear it from her. A lot of fans assumed what news she was referring to, but of course, that doesn't stop it from stinging. So, on April 4th, 2025, SM Entertainment published the following statement. Hello, this is SM Entertainment. We are informing you that our exclusive contracts with Wendy and Yeri have come to an end. The time that we spent together with Wendy and Yeri, who, after debuting as Red Velvet, were not only active in group promotions, but also as solo artists in various fields, was a great joy for us as well. We will cherish all the moments we have spent together with them until now, and we will sincerely root for Wendy and Yeri as they make a new start. Additionally, as members of Red Velvet, Wendy and Yeri will be working with us for their group activities, and we ask that you look forward to Red Velvet's shining journey that will continue to unfold. We sincerely thank you for the unsparing love you have given Wendy and Yeri up until now, and we hope you will give your warm interest to the two members as they embark on new challenges in their respective paths. Thank you. So basically they left SM, however, they assured fans that they were still in the group. Reactions to the news were definitely mixed. Some saw it coming from a mile away, others were completely blindsided, and some didn't want it to become a reality. Personally, I fall in the last boat of people. I knew this was bound to happen, but I didn't want it to / didn't think it would be this soon. If you've been a fan for a while, the writing was on the wall, starting off with the fact that Yeri never got a solo while under SM. I'm unsure if this was by her choice or they didn't give her the opportunity. Even so, she is the only member to not release any official solo music under SM Entertainment in the form of a mini-album. Wendy, on the other hand, got 2 mini-albums. However, in my opinion, these were very poorly promoted, especially when compared to her other members. Setting my bias for Wendy aside, the difference between the rollout of Like Water and Seulgi's 28 Reasons was wild to me. I obviously can't ignore the fact that Wendy's accident probably played a huge role in the way promotions were handled. However, she only did 4 stages that I could find and a handful of YouTube shows, while Seulgi had like 10 stages. Add to that Seulgi got an MV, 2 special films, and a remix MV covering with these most of her mini. Wendy got the Like Water MV and a live video for When This Rain Stops. Adding joy to the mix, she did 11 stages for Hello, 3 for Je T'aime, a few YouTube performances, but hers was a remake album, which I'll get into a little bit later. Lastly, according to Google, Irene did 16 stages for Like a Flower. That's crazy. She also got like 2 extra songs over the other members. So there really doesn't seem to be much consistency in the debut process for them. And obviously, Yeri got 0, so there's that. As for comebacks, both Wendy and Seulgi have had second mini albums. Wendy performed Wish You Hell on 11 stages and Seulgi performed Baby Not Baby on 10. Being in the fandom for all of their debuts, it's been a little weird the way things have sort of happened. Wendy debuted on April 5th, 2021, closely followed by Joy on May 31st, 2021, barely a month and a half later. Then, there was a gap of time until Seulgi debuted on October 4th of 2022. Wendy then came back after almost 3 years on March 12th, 2024 with Wish You Hell, followed by Irene's debut on November 26th of 2024. And lastly, as of the recording of this video, Seulgi just wrapped promotions for Baby Not Baby that started on March 10th, 2025. Oh, and Yeri was still in the dungeon. Adding salt to the wound, we also have an official subunit in the form of Red Velvet, Irene, and Seulgi, who queerbaited for the first time on July 6, 2020, after some delay, with their first mini-album, Monster, and 14 days later released a digital single that changed lives, Naughty. I literally couldn't scroll 2 videos without seeing people attempting the choreography. In February of 2025, it was also announced that they would be having a comeback with their second mini-album to be announced. So where am I going with this? Well, in my opinion, there has been a clear imbalance in terms of solo promotions and opportunity among the members. And that's not even counting line distributions within the group. Do I need to bring up Sweet Dreams? Oh my god. So, I wasn't that shocked at the news. Honestly, I was more shocked that Joy renewed back in January, given that her debut consisted of remakes, not even granting her one original song to her name. And her apparent and consistent frustration with SM during Cosmic promotions because of the way that they were handling everything and not taking the members' opinions into account truly shocked me. She said on Bubble regarding SM announcing and promoting the comeback, "Until when is this going to be a secret? Or did they forget to let people know? Or they can't? Or maybe they'll release it next week?" I'm also questioning. When the MV was released, she continued after a fan asked for her reaction, "Well, they didn't listen to any of our opinions and just told us to wait, and now we see a music video with no corrections at all." This sparked concern and uproar among fans, myself included. This was such a huge milestone comeback for them, and to see how the company wasn't taking as much care as they really should, really rubbed people the wrong way. So when both Wendy and Yeri were absent from SM Town Live 2025, I knew something was up and I was afraid. But can you blame them? I mean, I've seen online that apparently Wendy wanted another concept for her comeback, and some speculate that a tweet from Yeri was hinting at wanting a solo. If I was in their shoes, I'd definitely leave too. Given everything that's happened, from line distributions to hiatuses, to frustration with promotions and releases, and literally expressing dissatisfaction, this was only a matter of time. However, I won't lie that even with everything I've just mentioned, I was still shocked Wendy left. I truly thought we'd have a second Taeyoung. Well, if you look at what happened in January, maybe we do. But more in the sense of a successful solo career, powerful vocals, distinct concepts, and above all, a budget. I don't want to talk about how I feel about the Wish You Hell video because I think that could be a whole separate topic for another video. I truly wanted to hear what an SM studio album for Wendy would have sounded like, and I wish we would have gotten multiple. Because unfortunately, I love SM music. It's a character flaw at this point. But I also hoped Yeri would receive the same treatment most of the Girls' Generation members received. Like, I knew she was the least likely to renew, however, I still thought she'd get a mini, like Taeyoung, Tiffany, Sohyun, Yuri, Yuna, and Hyo. And don't even get me started on effects, because it's looking like they'll share a similar fate on other terms. So where does this leave us? Red Velvet is set to continue with the SM Town Live tour with 3 members, Irene, Seulgi, and Joy, while Wendy and Yeri shop around for labels. As of writing this, nothing has been announced, and like I mentioned previously, Red Velvet, Irene, and Seulgi are set to make a comeback this year. Hello. So it was just announced that Wendy has signed with startup label ASND, which is also the label that took in Promise 9. So I truly hope for the best. We've already gotten some updated profile shots that look gorgeous, and I really hope that they're able to support both Promise 9 and Wendy, given that these two are very important K-pop acts to me. So I'm very invested in their future, and whatever they release, I will definitely be checking out and reacting to on the channel. Okay, and literally as I was editing this, it was announced that Yeri signed with Blitzway Entertainment. I didn't really do much research into the company since this is literally just getting added while I'm editing, but from the looks of it, I think it's more of an acting-based entertainment company. So I truly hope that if Yeri wants to pursue a consistent career in acting, that they are able to provide steady work for her, and that she's finally able to get, that investment and recognition that she so deserves. Now it's time for my speculations as to their future. In the worst case scenario, I think they have one more song/album in them. Hopefully it would be the 4th studio album, and obviously I hope I'm wrong. However, this is following what Jessica from Girls' Generation said about SM. Paraphrasing, they act like a tight-knit group for about 7 years, say they extended their contract until year 10, and then poof. In an ideal world, they would obviously continue and keep going as 5, but I don't know how realistic that is. They'd either turn their attention to the subunit, kind of like Mamamoo Plus, and have Joy as a soloist with occasional solo comebacks from Irene and Seulgi. They could also make a new subunit, a la Girls' Generation OGG, and promote as a trio, or unfortunately, give them a release whether as a trio or full group and keep them in the dungeon until their 15th anniversary or until they all leave SM. I hate thinking about these sort of outcomes, however, I've been burned before, specifically by SM. Do I need to bring up Girls' Generation for like the third or fourth time in this video? But more than that, comparing them to their successors, aespa is already receiving better treatment in terms of tours and comeback frequency. Red Velvet was already moved to the back burner, and with the debut of Hearts to Hearts, it sort of feels like they've been removed from the stove altogether. If you saw my reaction to The Chase, you'll know how upset I was that I enjoyed it. The single album is very, very good, at least in my opinion. This unfortunately adds to my fears, however. In the video, I noted how I believed it bore a striking resemblance to something Red Velvet would release, even mentioning that they should have added Wendy's high note from Wings to their B-side Butterfly. SM, being a company at the end of the day, looks out for themselves first, and if you follow along with their debuts, they usually have two active girl groups with sort of opposing images. Look at Girls' Generation NFX and Red Velvet and aespa. One is more quote-unquote clean and R&B infused, while the other is a little bit more experimental. I'm also not trying to claim that SM groups stick to a concept or don't dabble outside of it, cause where are the AI girlies from aespa? Not talking about you, Navis, frankly, like we can do without you. But what I mean is that they tend to have a general soundscape that they stay in with occasional departures. In Red Velvet's case, their dual concept allowed them to be even more daring when it came down to concept exploration and execution. If you look at some of their early work, I'd say that's some of the strongest concept exploration a group has done, especially for modern K-pop standards. So to lock them away would truly be a complete loss. But I can also see the argument that even though they're young, Hearts to Hearts are sort of reheating Red Velvet's nachos in the R&B space. Is that how you use that? Could they both tackle the same genre or be influenced by it while covering diverse topics and concepts? Absolutely. However, you can only sing so many love songs before it starts to get repetitive and draw parallels to each other. So for me at least, I wish we could have a further maturing of their concept, given that these are grown women in their 30s, plus Yeri, but given SM's track record, I wouldn't hold my breath. I sincerely hope my negative speculation is wrong, especially since they are one of my old groups. They have such a special place in my heart as well as millions of others. If they continue as 5, I hope that Wendy and Yeri find companies that can support their careers in the direction that they individually want to pursue. You don't go 10 years in an industry without gaining any experience or insight. So whether it's a new company or any other company, hell, even if they create their own, I just hope that they can all be happy and successful. Seeing Seolgi cry at Wendy's radio show during her promotions really made me emotional, especially if you believe the rumors that she knew that Wendy had already decided not to renew. Wherever life takes them, new career heights, re-debuts in new music, or a spot next to Girls' Generation in the SM Town Hall of Fame, these girls put in the blood, sweat, tears, effort, dedication, and years to cement themselves as a pillar of K-pop that can never be taken away. So, here's to their happiness. Thank you so much for watching this video. This is a little bit different to the type of videos that I usually create in reactions. I've dabbled in commentary like twice, but it's more lists and opinions. This is the first time that I've done a one topic video. I'm planning on doing more like this, talking about different singular topics that I have sort of strong opinions on, but since this one was a little bit more timely, I wanted to get it out. I'm filming this outro after I edited most of this video, so this is actually being recorded in real time. So I'm sorry that this took me a little bit of time to get out. I got sick. I still kind of don't have my voice. Throughout the video, my voice was sort of like leaving, but it just got worse after I finished the initial recording. So I'm just here to say, oh my god, I'm just here to say thank you so very much for watching. Remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Click that bell icon so you're notified every time I post a video. Tell me in the comments down below, what are your thoughts about the future of Red Velvet? And what are you excited to see from both Wendy and Yeri? Also, let me know in the comments any topics or any opinions that you would like to get my thoughts on. I already have scripted a video about Twice. It's in the process of finalizing, but I have a few other topics that I would like to tackle, especially this year. So yeah, please look forward to those videos, and I want to start diversifying a little bit my content to include more, not sit down because you can't see my face, but to include more commentary, opinion-based videos. So if that sounds like something that you're interested, please stick around and continue following along to see those videos and reactions, of course. So yeah, remember that I love you guys so much, and I will see you guys hopefully very, very soon. Bye!